And I believe there were also a lot of challenges while the film was being made, like Shreyas Talpade's health scare also happened while
The first
Welcome.
schedule, yeah.
Yeah, the first schedule. What was a challenge for you as such? And when Shreyas's health scare happened, what was the kind of equation that time? What was the atmosphere around?
It happened after the schedule got over.
Hmm.
So we didn't really. No, we had a day shoot, couple of days shoot left,
Hmm.
but obviously set khada tha, so we had to shoot. But we knew that he's fine. He was out of danger, which is why we resumed the shoot. I think we cancelled the shoot for a day also
Acha.
at that point of time because we didn't know what was
Right.
going on. But he was, I think, yeah, I know that the producer and the director went and met him. He was fine. He was recovering, and that's why we resumed the shoot. So he was in
It was
safe
an
hands.
outdoor shoot, if I'm not
It
wrong.
was an outdoor in SRPF mein. Yeah,
Okay.
the first schedule, the training that we do in the film.
Was it
That
challenging
that
for
the
you
first
also?
film. It was very challenging because we used to shoot in the heat. It was December. Fortunately, it wasn't too
Yeah.
hot, but it was strenuous. And there was one shot that we were doing. We were hanging on those ropes and we were jumping into the water. So Ahmed ne bola, चलो कैमरा ऑन ही रख देते हैं. And he didn't say cut for 20 minutes. तो हम लोग जा रहे हैं, डूब रहे हैं, फिर आगे से टर्न भाग के आ रहे हैं, वापस जंप कर रहे हैं, डूब रहे हैं. So I got exhausted and I had a little cuff rotator problem after that because but the shot was amazing. He said that I needed the shot and he used it in the film also.
Right.
So when you make big films, you need to take these challenges on. And I'm fit and I'm a workoutaholic. So I guess for me it was like a workout only. मेरे दिन का workout हो गया उस ज़माने में उस time पे. But yeah, can you imagine we started in December 2023 we started the first
Right.
schedule and then 24, 25 and came in 26. So देर से हुआ मगर दुरुस्त हुआ.
Another thing that I really like about Welcome is at a time where people think that आजकल multi-starers banana has become very difficult. For various reasons, comes this film which is having such a huge star cast. I want to understand what is your take on this idea that today multi-starers or hero or multi-heroine films cannot be made.
There's no rule. There are no
Okay.
rules in Bollywood. And if you make a good film, and if everyone in a multi-star has their moments, I think nobody's fans are disappointed then. Everybody's
Of
fans
course.
are satiated then. They're happy. Like everyone had their moments in Welcome to the Jungle. There's no one who's left out. Going by their past body of work, you expect to see them doing some humor or adding some masala to the madness, and everyone has got that chance. So I think वो किसी को cheat नहीं किया गया है. That's why I think people are finding the whole the battalion of actors very very justified. And वो story ही ऐसी है कि फिल्म के अंदर एक फिल्म बन रही है और वो भी एक वॉर फिल्म बन रही है. तो वॉर फिल्म में 4 लोग थोड़ी होंगे. वॉर फिल्म में जो इंडियन ऑफिसर्स की जो बटालियन जाती है, सोल्जर्स की बटालियन जाती है, तो वो जाएगी ना 20-25 लोगों की. So which is why I think Ahmed, I was very very excited, but now I know where he was coming from.
Right.
Throughout he had this vision and it required so many people. So he's broken this norm that you can't make a film with so many people.
Absolutely.
And multi-stars तो बनती हैं आज, but I think थोड़ी कम बनती हैं.
Right.
Yes, but पहले ज़माने में बहुत होती थी. But he's brought that old school formula back. So hats off to him.
Like I told you that वो 90s वाला feel आ गया फिर से.
90s, 80s and 70s. 90s में भी इतनी multi-stars नहीं होती थी.
मैं उस का हूँ तो इसलिए
70s and 80s में जानी दुश्मन, if you see,
Yes.
or Nagin, it's the biggest cast ever. I think Nagin is the
Jani
biggest.
Dushman is what I am aware of.
Jani Dushman was in 2000, but the old Jani Dushman was in 70s. That was a huge cast. And then the old Nagin was again a huge, like 10, 12 top
Right.
actors. And then 80s and then 90s में भी थोड़ा कम हो गया. And then I think Khaki was probably one of the last few multi-stars. It came in 2004. After that, you wouldn't, K3G and Khaki, they were the last few multi-stars. Yeah.
Of course.
Then this whole thing about multiplex cinema and that all came about. So I think वो दौर ही खत्म हो गया.
And like you mentioned that while walking through the vanity ka line, the producer in you would always think about कि यार इसका कितना per day cost होता होगा.